People of YouTube and Facebook, what is up? Good evening. It is day 12 of a 40-day juice fast, and currently I am drinking some Mean Green. Okay, I took my lunch and my dinner juices today and I flipped them, so I drank my V8 for lunch, and then I have my Mean Green for dinner here. It's good juice. I finally have the mix to that down. It took a little while to get there. It's got this one here, for those of you that are keeping track, has got an entire bunch of kale, a smallish bunch. It's not one of the giant bunches. It's got 8 celery stalks in it. It's got a juice of a lemon, about that much ginger, celery, apples, 4 apples, green apples, Granny Smiths, and 1 cucumber. And that is that. And it makes about 32 ounces exactly when you do it that way. And the mix is just right on the lemon, just right on the ginger. And it is actually a really good juice. I really like this one quite a bit. So I just went ahead and flipped my evening juice and my morning juice today just a little bit, which means I'm actually getting a little more of my protein kick in the afternoon, because this is the one that has the protein mixed in with it also. So I don't know, it's either a good thing or a bad thing, but it'll work for a post-workout shake too. So I had this whole other video planned tonight. I had this whole deal set up to where I was going to, it was going to be kind of cool. I was driving my car. I had the little camera on the dashboard, and I was just talking because I don't really have time to record tonight. I'm kind of making a special allowance of just sitting down and doing this before I jump into my next thing. But yeah, it died. My camera died right in the middle of it, and it didn't save the video at all, and just completely deleted it. So needless to say, that video's gone. This video is now here. Just wanted to kind of update you a little bit as to where we are on day 12. Mentioned yesterday in the video that I was dealing with some real kind of mental barriers a little bit, some things that I was having kind of a hard time dealing with and getting around. And really what it was looking at this thing as a whole, as a 40-day chunk, and not treating it like I should be, which is a day here, day there, day there, day there. A friend of mine on Facebook made a comment that was really appropriate, and I really appreciated. He said, "Life is not life's not a marathon; it's a series of small sprints." And so it's just like looking at it one day at a time and kind of taking it a day here, a day there will get you through this, versus looking at day 12 of 40, because that's a long time. That is a long time, you know. So I found it kind of interesting. Gus had similar issues yesterday, kind of a little bit fatigued, a little bit kind of just blah, you know, and after, you can only drink so much juice before you frankly start to get a little bit sick of it. I didn't even finish my V8 last night. I just put it in the fridge. I was like, blah, forget it. I drank some peppermint tea to finish out the night and then crashed. So that's kind of where we all are at this point. And the mental battle, you know, that's a battle that we fight, though, not even when we're juicing. That is something that is just always there. You're either fighting that little voice in the back of your head, you're fighting self-doubt, you're fighting lack of motivation, lethargy, apathy, whatever you're fighting, there's always a mental battle going on for your mind. And so that's part of what this whole 40 days is about, is resetting that brain chemistry a little bit through good nutrients and making sure that you're getting the right kind of stuff in your brain, that you're not jacking up your brain on Red Bull, you're not jacking up your brain on rock stars. To a certain extent, you're not even jacking up your brain on, in my case, coffee. You know, I had to get out from underneath the caffeine. It was just swinging me so much. It was like a yo-yo. I had to get out from underneath it. So, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a mental battle. That's always going to be there. And it's just a matter of kind of pushing through it and making sure that, you know, you're coming out the other side well. And part of that is having support, having people that you can rely on. And I'm very thankful to have a very, very good support group. My wife is supporting me well, despite the, you know, delicious smells wafting from the kitchen most of the time. She's a fantastic cook, and they've been eating regular, so it's been smelling pretty good. That's been rough a couple times, but she's very supportive of the process. My kids, my son, my kids are mostly supportive. My son said, "Oh, we had potatoes and chicken tonight for dinner. I bet you wish you could have had some. It was good." So they know that I can't have anything for right now, and they're kind of having some fun with it. So, and that's fine. But coworkers are you know, asking and checking in, and everybody's kind of just really, really supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. I really am very thankful for that. So at this point, a question was asked today: what am I going to do after this? And I'll be perfectly honest, I have not given it much thought. The farthest that I've gotten is that I'd like to go on some sort of a maintenance. Well, I'm still not going to be done losing the weight. In case you hadn't noticed, the name of the channel that we're on is 205 by 35, 205x35. Basically, at age 33, when I turned 33 this last year on October 26th, I told myself, we're done. This is the last year that you're going to spend as a fatty. We're done. Game over. drawn a line in the sand and we're going backwards. And so I set the goal of initially I set the goal of 175, and then I talked to the same person who asked me the question and was going, I want to rethink that, because like when I was racing, I was really lean at 170, and I remember that, and he was real lean. So yeah, 175 maybe not. So I bumped that up to about 205, and I think that's kind of a good spot for me, and we'll kind of see where we're at that point. But I gave myself 2 years to make it happen. You know, this was not designed to knock off a bunch of weight to get me to that point. This was to reset my eating habits. This was to reset my taste buds, kind of reset my brain chemistry a little bit as to what I enjoy for food. Because I liked roller food, man, going down to the convenience store and buying a burrito or a taquito or a hamburger or something else. So I want to reset that, you know. Honestly, green juice, it tastes good now. I wouldn't have been able to drink this right off the bat from before and like it. This is good. It's good now. So you can only imagine that, you can only imagine that, you know, good, healthy food is going to be that much better after this is all said and done. So anyway, I don't know yet. And so I'm soliciting options and ideas. The only thing that I do know, hi sweet pea, the only thing that I do know that I want to make sure and do is I do want to make sure that whatever I'm doing afterwards is really more of a natural diet, whole grains, you know, whole vegetables. I'd like to do about an 80% vegetable, 20% like lean protein type meats and things like that, chicken, fish. Red meat occasionally. I don't want to go completely vegan when I'm done with this thing. You know, I don't want to necessarily get off eggs. I don't necessarily want to get off any of that kind of stuff. I want to just have a really balanced approach to how I eat. I'm not really a huge fan of the uber low carb dietary stuff either, but I do recognize I can't cram bread down my craw. That's just not going to work. And I also recognize that there are certain things that I'm just not going to be able to eat anymore when this is done. I have to kind of look at myself as an alcoholic in this. That, you know, if you've been to AA, you know, you don't walk out of an AA meeting and go to a bar. So, I mean, there's certain places I'm just not going to be able to go because I know that I'm not going to necessarily have the ability to just have one and be done. So, I don't know, some realities and some kind of reality checks that I'm coming up with as I've kind of gone through this fast. There are some things that are really seriously going to have to change. And we spend a lot of time on the road, so you know, we have to make sure and plan accordingly and make sure that we're not, well, we'll just stop for dinner, you know, and get some food or something. We need to make sure we're planning healthy, and if we do stop for dinner, we're making good choices. So I am definitely open to ideas for maintenance stuff when this is done, or even increasing diets at this point to kind of knock off some additional pounds. Because again, this is the beginning, not the end of the journey. So, what are you doing? Keep getting this visitor to keep showing up to come and see me. So, but yeah, so everything's going really well. Today's better. Today's definitely better. And I hope Gus is in the same boat. She sees herself on the camera. She's having a blast. So, hopefully Gus's day has gone a lot better too, because I know he was having kind of a rough one of it yesterday. Goal weight-wise, I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, but I'm down. Hopped on the scale at the gym today after I got done with everything, and I am at 297. So I was at 295 yesterday, a little bit, just a little over, like 295 and a half. So I put a little bit of pounds on between, put like a pound and a half on between yesterday and today. It's probably water or something. So I'm going to try to just stop weighing regularly like that. I'm going to maybe do just once a week on the weighing so that it's a little more, a little bit more, you're so silly, that it's a little bit more even and a little more, I don't know, reality, I guess, because it's hard to know. Daily, you swing so much day by day. So, anyway, let's see. Any other things on the update that are important? Well, everything's sort of important to me. Very not important to you, but I do appreciate you guys going through and watching these anyway. Yeah, that's all I got. So I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to get done what I need to get done tonight, and then I'm going to get my juice made for tomorrow, and I'm going to hit the sack because I am beat. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Hopefully, if you are still on the juice and you're still going through, things are going well. I know I've talked to a couple folks who are done at this point, and that's fine. Look, we're not asking for a 40-day commitment. It's just really cool that you jumped on for as long as you guys did, and we do appreciate that. So anyway, we'll talk at you guys later, and have a fantastic day tomorrow. And wherever you may be, stay safe if it's icy and cold and whatever else. And we will talk to you later. Do you want to say bye-byes? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.